Friends and fellow officers came to today's memorial to honor their fallen brother, a man who gave his all to the department right up until his death.
News 3's Andrew Davis talked to some of the people close to Kelvin Ansari to find out more about the man in and out of uniform. He continues our team coverage.
21 years in the military, 10 more on the Savannah Police Force. For Sergeant Kelvin Ansari, protect and serve wasn't just a motto, it was his way of life. From the man who helped train him to one of his own classmates in the academy to his fellow Savannah police officers. Those who knew him well say he was quiet, confident, classy, dedicated. Not just today, but every day, he'll be missed.
It was the way he presented himself, and very well liked. He was one of those special human beings that decided to become a law enforcement officer. He served his country, then he had the desire to continue to serve. He wanted to serve his community, and he did it well.
I just always remember he was always calm, never yelled, never screamed at anybody, was never negative, and was always smiling. You know, never put anybody down, was always encouraging everybody. You know, those of us who had never been through anything like that, he would just try to lift us up.
We had a good time. We had a couple of jokes, and we liked to have fun. He was a fun-loving guy.
He was always quiet and loving and always kind-hearted and always wanted to learn as much as possible. Yeah, he had his military experience, but being a police officer is a little different. So he always listened to all of us.
Anyone that wears this uniform assumes that responsibility. And Sergeant Ansari rushed into danger, like all police officers do. When shots ring out, someone's hurt, someone's in harm's way, our role is to help, to be peacekeepers, to be guardians. And Sergeant Kelvin Ansari epitomized that.
You know, he died doing what he loves. He's been protecting people since he was 18 years old.
Still, there's a lot of hurt, a lot of healing that's got to take place for them. A lot of us that, because he was one of those special ones.
Certainly a tragedy, Andrew, for everyone. How's the department taking it?
It's very difficult, as you can assume. He just moved over to the Central Precinct as a supervisor there, but his former staff over at the Northwest Precinct have been given off till Wednesday to try to deal with this loss right now. Everyone I spoke to about him said it's especially hard because he would have been one of the first people to come out. He would have been one of the first people to try to help them, comfort them in this time, and unfortunately, he's the one they lost.
Yeah, certainly sounds like he had so much courage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you.